Hi, YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about long-distance relationships and answering questions about newlywed life and being married. We actually were in a long-distance relationship for about 2 years, so we're going to talk a little bit about that and answer some questions. So, the first question we're going to be answering: date much before you met your husband or wife? You want to go?
I'll go first. I would say I did. It was a good thing and bad thing, I would say, as far as dating so much, because you kind of start losing the feel for it, or just start dating just to date and really just forget who you are sometimes. That's what I took from my experience. I don't know. She would describe her experience.
I didn't date much. He was my first serious relationship. I did date, but he was my, I guess, longest, most serious relationship. So, did online dating exist, and would you have used it?
Yes. That's how we met. It was through online, and it was long distance. So she was in Louisiana and I was in California.
We actually met on Match.com.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, where do you think is a great place to meet a guy or a girl? Online,
or maybe church or the store.
Yeah.
Or more common areas.
Yeah. Clubs or...
No, not clubs.
Yeah, church, store, random places.
Park.
I guess you can meet somebody anywhere, really. Just go out and, yeah.
It doesn't... really just depends, honestly, the luck of the draw.
Yeah, online worked for us, so don't count out online dating. It actually, it does work. What qualities would you tell single ladies or guys to look for? Guys who are good communicators, sympathetic, good listeners are some of the top things that I look for in a guy.
For me, it would be goal-oriented, faith. That's actually something that was big. Faith is what drew us a lot closer and continues to drive our relationship. So I would definitely have to say at least those two.
Yes, a guy that does have a strong faith and does believe in Christ, and that's important for us. So
number 5. Let's see. This will be my turn. What dating advice would you give your daughter? I would say take it slow. Don't rush into things, and
take things slow. Know your worth. Know your value. Always put yourself first and make sure that you know what you're looking for. Take time to know who you are so that you know what you deserve and what you actually really want in a partner or a spouse.
Number 6.
How did you meet and how old were you? So we met online on Match. He messaged me. I was 29.
I was 35 and sent the message, and 2 days later she replied back. I kind of totally forgot about the message and just randomly popped back on. And when I saw her message, I got excited, and the rest was history after that.
Yeah. And does it say where?
No. Oh yeah, where? Well, no. How old were you?
Okay. Did you play hard to get? No, I took a while to answer, just because, you get a lot of messages on Match, and you kind of go through all the different messages that you get, and I finally came across his, and it just took 3 days, but no, I didn't play hard to get.
I did. I played hard to get. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, just being long distance was a good way for us to really communicate and work on our communication skills and get to know one another without having to rush anything. So I would say, I didn't play hard to get, but the long distance did help.
Yeah. Did you know he was the one right away? The first time we talked on the phone, I felt something that he was special. I felt something that was different about him. So I felt like, oh, this could be something special. So I felt good about it.
I did. Right away, right off the bat. I after just talking to her, and just felt a real ease about her and felt real calm, and was really excited about the opportunity and where things could go. And yeah, I definitely would say I did, and I didn't have that feeling before. So definitely yes.
Yeah, he always says he knew right away. So, what qualities did your husband love about you when you first were dating, and vice versa? What did you?
For me, it was the fact that she didn't date much. So she didn't have a lot of past hurt or things that she would bring into the relationship that were old wounds. The fact that her faith was very strong, that was something, those were like good qualities that I saw in her that really drew me to her.
He was a good listener. We had really good communication, and I think when you're long distance, you have to communicate more because you're not in person. So it's a lot of communication, a lot of talking, and I liked that he was someone I could talk to about everything, and we had really good communication. So I really appreciated that about him.
Okay, number 10. Did you have a timeline for marriage in your mind before you got married?
Not really.
I did. I definitely, looking back now, I felt like I was maybe a little, uh, accelerating a little too fast, trying to get things rolling. And I had a vision, and I told her I saw myself getting married to her, and seeing myself having a child and potentially more, and just having a house together. And like in my head, it was already all planned out. I already had it all set up, and I'm surprised I didn't scare her away with how soon my plans were to move towards that goal.
Yeah, he was ready to get married after a few weeks, 5 months, and I was like, wait, But for me, there was no timeline. I wanted to make sure it was right. So if things were right, then you move forward. So
yeah, I agree. Number 11.
Did you have to nudge your husband towards marriage, or did it happen on its own? I think that he had to nudge me more than I nudged him.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Number 12.
How did our parents influence the kind of marriage that we wanted? You want to go?
For me, I saw my parents be married until my mom passed away. So they were married 30 plus years. So for me, that was something that I saw growing up. I didn't fear divorce. I didn't think about divorce. I believe I had a positive outlook on marriage. So that's the reason why I felt like, we could get married and things will definitely be good. And I was not thinking about, the things that come into a marriage. I just saw my parents and felt like, they made it look so easy. But I don't know what she has to say about that.
I think talking to my parents, you talk to your parents and you learn from them. You find out what mistakes they made, what they did right, and you take that from their marriage and you apply it to your own marriage. So I took what I learned from both of them and applied it to my own marriage to make it better. So yeah, I'll leave it there.
Number 13. What did you love most about your wedding?
Everything. It was perfect. It's what I wanted. I loved the place it was at. I loved all the guests that came. I liked all the decorations. I loved the food. I didn't like the DJ. He was awful. But other than him, everything else was perfect. My dress, food, my guests, music, everything. Well, not the DJ. Everything was good. Yeah, I wish I could do it again.
I would say probably getting to be married to her. That was like a vision of mine, a dream of mine. And finally going full circle and just finally being able to call her a wife, and her calling me her husband was something that I always was dreamt about, and I wanted it really bad. So I would say that.
Okay.
14.
What elements of your wedding didn't matter as much as you thought they would? To me, everything mattered. So I don't think anything didn't matter as much as that. Maybe the cake we had cupcakes. I don't really like cake, so we had cupcakes There's no need to buy, in my opinion, a big cake or spend money on elaborate cupcakes. Going back, I could probably make cupcakes or a cake myself. To me, that's not a big deal. So that's not getting married. I thought it would be. I wanted this big 5-tier cake, but looking back, it's not that big of a deal to me.
That's a good question. I don't really know what answer to have for that. Like
He just wanted to show up.
Honestly, I feel like the wedding day is, it's the guy enjoys it, he loves it, but I feel like it's more geared towards the bride, because I feel like that's something that they think about a lot longer than the guys do. So I'll probably just piggyback on what she said.
Okay, number 16. What advice would you give to newlywed couples? Communication, lots of communication. Because without good communication, it's a lot of miscommunication, and you assume certain things that isn't what your spouse was thinking, and you're moving in together, or if you lived together before, it's financial differences. It's just different. So a lot of communication is very, very necessary, especially being a newlywed, about everything. Talk about everything. Get it out, talk about it, and move forward.
For me, it would be just patience, a lot of patience. And like you said, communication, talk about everything, things that you like and things that bother you, the expectations of the marriage and the roles. And I feel like that's very important, because even to this day, we kind of, navigate through those areas, and it's difficult for me not living with anyone prior, and for herself. We were two independent people, so coming together and trying to make it work, it's been a challenge, but we're working on it, and communication is definitely is a big thing.
Yeah. The last question is, how has your religion or how has your faith influenced your marriage? For me, I was raised in church. God is very, very important to me. So I dated, all my relationships, or the dates that I did go on, were God-centered. I was looking for someone who believed in God, someone who loved God as much as I did. I dated that way. I went to church. I served in church, and God was number one in my life. So when it came to a relationship, I wanted a relationship that honored God, and that would be an example to other couples of how to have a God-centered relationship. So it was the most important thing in my life, especially when it came to relationships. And I wanted someone who loved God as well and felt the same way I did.
For me, what was the question again?
How has your faith affected your relationship?
It's definitely affected it in a very positive way, as far as like just looking at your spouse, how to love your spouse, and how to have the patience for your spouse, because there's going to be days that you're not feeling your best, or life is just hard, beating you up, and you come home and you can't sometimes just take that off or leave it at the door. Sometimes you come in with those daily frustrations, and having your faith is definitely something that's helped me to be able to just have the patience and the love for my spouse, and just be there for her, and just help each other out when it comes to the outside world.
Yeah. And we've gone through a lot in a short time. We had COVID, we had a miscarriage, we had a very, high-risk pregnancy. So our faith has really brought us through a lot and brought us closer together. And it's not always easy, but, sticking together and learning about each other is what marriage is about. So, and faith is a big part of that.
I agree.
So thank you for joining us for our newlywed marriage question video. I hope you guys like this video. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next video.
Yes. Have a good one.
Bye.